Have you noticed everybody likes to or wants to trash talk? Have you noticed how much hate, how critical people are, how ugly with their mouth? We seem to live in an environment where hostility exists with the tongue. People slander. People are constantly being hateful. I'm talking today about trash talk or kindness. This is Walk and Talk 126. It's September 8th. It's a beautiful 83 degrees. It's about 5:45. It's just a gorgeous morning. So let me ask you, are you tired of people being ugly, disrespectful, mean-spirited? There's one verse in the Bible, and it's from James chapter 4, verse 11. And it makes this amazing statement. It says, "Do not speak against one another." When you consider that little phrase, speak against, it's almost like, where does that exist? People in families badmouth each other. People at work trash talk. Politicians, it really doesn't matter, does it? People who say they care for each other, even in a marriage, end up belittling, ridiculing, hating people. There's a word in the culture that's often used called hate speech. Do not speak against one another. James 4:11 is talking to Christians. The one who speaks against a brother or sister or judges his brother or sister speaks against the law and judges the law. But if you judge the law, you are not a doer of the law, but a judge of the law. James chapter 4, verse 11 is straight up saying, don't trash talk. Don't slander. Be respectful. Be kind to each other. Now, the audience in James chapter 4, verse 11 is talking to Christians, but the application could be anywhere. Jesus said, love your enemies. The Bible says, honor one another. So let me give you some observations. It's simply saying, watch what you say. Be careful. The context here is humility. Many people are acting superior. I'm better than you. But the truth is, we're not better than each other. Many people say, I'm right, you're wrong. Well, the truth is, everybody messes up. Some people say, I'm superior and you're inferior. Politicians use all kinds of words, left, right, independent, doesn't matter. They use words to position themselves as superior and their opponent, their enemy, as inferior. The Bible is simply saying, at the base of every relationship, the foundation should be kindness, not superiority. We should be every human being. It doesn't matter your neighbor, co-worker, your spouse, your children. Every human being should be honored with your words, your speech. James chapter 4, verse 11 is saying, don't let anything evil come out of your mouth. Only kindness, only love. James chapter 4 and the rest of the Bible, it is not saying you can't speak the truth, but the words that come out of your mouth must feel kind, thoughtful, considerate, respectful, not trashy. Your mouth should not come across as a potty mouth or a bad mouth. Many individuals have this attitude of superiority. In the Bible, that's called pride. In the Bible, that's called arrogance. I was talking with my wife just yesterday, and there's all kinds of superiority, ways to be superior. Intellectual arrogance is one way. Somebody just believes intellectually they're smarter than somebody else. And by thinking that they're smarter, they can somehow trash talk and condemn you. Maybe your arrogance is based on your wealth or your status or the type of car that you drive. You believe you drive a better car than anyone else, or some of your friends, they drive a inferior car. This idea of trash talking, of slandering, is not just words. It's the heart behind the words. It's the arrogance behind the words. The words are wrong, but the motive behind the words. I'm just simply asking you, don't see yourself as superior. Every human being has been created equal in the eyes of God. There's not, this person is superior and this one is inferior. View every human being. It doesn't matter how smart you are or how much money. This trash talking that we do, it will poison people for life. I have met individuals that were poisoned as children. I'll give you an example. I had an elementary school teacher that scolded me in front of the class and said I would, because of my poor handwriting, because of my poor penmanship, that I would be a horrible, terrible person the rest of my life. And this teacher said this in front of the entire class. That's trash talk. That's speaking against someone. I'm going to suggest to you, rather than have a superior, rather than judge people, I'm saying be kind. If you have something to say to someone, go to them in private. Let me give you a simple suggestion. Go in private. And number 3, first off, don't be superior. Go in private. Number 3, be kind. Show kindness when you share your point of view. And number 4, make sure that you ask permission. Don't just vomit on people. Do not speak against one another. The one who speaks against a brother or sister judges his brother or sister and speaks against the law and judges the law. But if you judge the law, you're not a doer of the law, but a judge of it. The law came from, what's right and wrong came from God. This verse is just simply saying, don't vomit. By that I mean, don't be angry. Don't be mad when you go to someone and you share your point of view. Be kind. Ask permission. I'm just gently suggesting that this trash talk is destroying people. It's destroying friends. It's destroying America. It's destroying co-workers. This ugliness that comes out of our mouth, this superiority, this... Good morning. This superiority is constantly challenging relationships. I'm watching, it pretty much doesn't matter where I go, whether it's television or whether I'm reading, crime has skyrocketed, violence, hostility, kidnappings, murder. I'm going to gently suggest it's this idea of being superior. Don't be a judge. Don't speak against your neighbor. Be kind. Kindness in the Bible is referred to as love. Love your neighbor. Be kind. The Bible calls it the royal love. The Bible calls it the greatest thing we can give to another person is kindness, is love, is to be reminded that God made that person. God made that person special. That person may not see it the way you see it. That person may be hurtful. Remember, Jesus said, no more eye for eye. No more revenge. Jesus said, forgive. I'm not suggesting that you let people walk all over you. I'm not suggesting that you be a doormat. I'm suggesting if somebody trash talks you, that you don't give trash back. The reciprocating, the quid pro quo, the reciprocity, that's the word I'm looking for. If somebody is trashing, don't trash back. If somebody's angry, don't be angry. If somebody is slandering or lying, don't start lying. I'm saying the best thing that we can offer each other is kindness, is love. And if need be, forgive. I don't think I can be very happy if I'm not forgiving. It seems like I can take up an offense, I can be frustrated, I can be bitter in a second because of the trash talking, the hurtful things that people do. Forgive. You're probably aware how good it feels to be loved. You probably have seen kindness. If you're not strong at being kind, can I just remind you, study Jesus. There's a few books in the Bible, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. And those books are called the Gospel. And if you read those, you will see the love of Jesus in action. Study Jesus. Jesus was not into trash talking. As a matter of fact, you don't get the idea that he comes across as arrogant. Yes, he is God, but you get this message in the Bible that Jesus is humble. Matter of fact, the Bible describes him as a servant. He's willing to wash feet of those who betray him before they betray him. And Jesus knows they're going to betray him. And he's pouring out his love, this kindness, in hopes that they would not trash him. We're living in a culture where it just seems like the mouth is constantly destroying relationships. And the mouth is also destroying our soul. Have you noticed how unhappy you can be after trash talking someone? Or how hurtful or resentful it feels when somebody slanders you? I have a friend who came to me and was sharing with me how hurtful, how painful it was to be bullied by several individuals. And this friend of mine who had been bullied by others was probably strong enough to physically hurt every one of them. But I saw this strong man be humble. I had the honor of protecting my friend, and I set out to correct the bullies, but I watched my friend who had been bullied, my friend, the innocent, the victim. You could just watch the heart, the pain, the agony of being bullied. May I just remind you, kindness is superior. Can I just remind you, gentleness and grace is superior? Not intelligence. Love is the royal law. Good morning, good morning. When we go about our communication, when we go about talking to each other, no trash talk. No trash talk. Show respect. Get to know the individual. Don't come across superior. Build that friendship. Ask permission. Be careful. Don't come across angry. Don't be hateful. Ask permission, and then, yes, speak the truth in love. I find that most people, when they give you permission, they're willing to listen at least to your opinion. They may not agree, but if you're trying to find agreement everywhere, it's not going to happen. But we might be able to spread that love, that kindness, and still speak the truth in love. This is Walk and Talk 126. It's September 8th. It's about 83, 84 degrees, and it's getting a little warmer, or I should say a little lighter. 83 degrees is, I think, where we started. Just a very, very beautiful day. There's cloud coverage. Just a great day to be out. I'm going to encourage you to worship God this weekend. Find a church. I invite you to our church. We have an 8 o'clock, 9:30, and 11 in the worship center, and 11 o'clock upstairs, and a 6 p.m. as well. Don't isolate. Worship. Worship God who created you. Be humble. Be humble. It's a great day. Have a good one.